Hello, everyone. I'm Chibuzo Machuku. I suppose you must have heard that the Uganda parliament passed this law which would impose life imprisonment for homosexuality, death penalty for aggravated homosexuality, and make it a crime just to identify as LGBTQ, LGBT plus whatever acronym. Homosexuality was already illegal in Uganda. It dates back to the 1980s when American evangelical missionaries arrived there and exerted political dominance on the locals. In that same decade, an epidemic of AIDS started in the continent. It affected a significant number of pregnant women in Uganda. It affected adults all over Africa. A significant number of kids in the continent lost both of their parents due to AIDS. Even though heterosexuality was the more frequent cause of AIDS than homosexuality, the Ugandans used AIDS to justify opposing homosexuality. And now Uganda has imposed its harshest penalty for identifying as LGBTQ, whatever acronym. What is the harshest possible penalty? The death penalty. Yes, that's true. In Uganda, you could be killed just for saying that you're LGBTQ. The lawmakers voted for the law with only two exceptions. I mean, two of the lawmakers voted against it. Now, I'm going to roll the clips.
Sure that homosexuals have no space in Uganda. Our country, we will have our morals, we will protect our children, and we are making this law, for ourselves, we are making this law for our children, we are making this law for the children of our children. This country will stand firm. And once it passed, I can tell you, Madam Speaker, we are going to reinforce the law enforcement officers to make sure that homosexuals have no space in Uganda.
The US government has expressed concerns about that law against the LGBT thing. And I've talked about taking repercussions for that. Here's what John Kirby from the White House had to say.
Is anything like sanctions or some other concrete measure being considered by the US side if this law should take effect?
Yeah, well, first of all, big if there, right? This is the Parliament passing it. It still has some process to go here. We're certainly watching this real closely, and we would have to take a look at whether or not there might be repercussions that we would have to take, perhaps in an economic way, should this law actually get passed and enacted. And that would be really unfortunate because so much of the economic assistance that we provide Uganda is health assistance, and largely through PEPFAR. You can see a world in which a law like this, should it be enacted, would not only, as Karine rightly said, just be devastating to a whole community of people inside Uganda, but if it were to have any kind of an effect on our economic assistance, that would only make that worse. So we'll have to take a look. No decisions. We're watching this very, very closely, and hopefully it won't pass and we won't have to do anything.
Now, let's suppose that you're going through financial hardship. If someone offers to give you assistance, you can accept it. That person can also choose to refuse to give you assistance or can decide to stop giving you assistance. However, he or she is in absolutely no position to tell you how to run your house. Likewise, the US government is free to stop assisting Uganda. However, they are in no position to tell foreign government how to rule its people. No country is in any position to tell the government of another country how to rule its people. Now, the White House press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre, had some things to say. I'm going to roll the clips now.
We have grave concerns with the passage of the Anti-Homosexuality Act, AHA, by the Parliament of Uganda yesterday, and increasing violence targeting LGBTQI plus persons.
However, the USA has no concern for its own people. The government has no concern for the issues in their country, such as gun violence, the healthcare staffing issues, homeless people on the streets. They don't care about them. They don't bother about them. They don't care about the blacks that are killed for being black. They don't care about it.
If the AHA is signed into law and enacted, it would impinge upon universal human rights.
Universal human rights, right? The universal rights that I know are the rights for the government of a country to protect its people and the right of the country to defend its own people.
Jeopardize progress in the fight against HIV/AIDS.
Uganda can fight AIDS in another way. And also, and besides, it has like a lot of resources of its own, which the government could take advantage of to boost the economy. Why would they need the USA?
Deter terrorism and invest in Uganda and damage Uganda's international reputation.
There are some people that would rather live in Uganda than the USA because of the negrophobia going on in the USA, which the government never cares about, and also the promotion of homosexuality and transgenderism to minors.
The bill is one of the most extreme anti-LGBTQI plus laws in the world.
Yes, extreme. I strongly agree with it. I could not agree more. It is ugly.
Human rights are universal. No one should be attacked, imprisoned, or killed simply because of who they are or whom they love.
Who they are, right? What about the blacks in the USA who got killed for being blacks? What about blacks that were killed in the hands of law enforcement officials without justification? What has been done about it? Nothing. And and those people are saying that people should not be harmed for who they are or who they love. I thought that what people liked to do in the bedroom was no business of others. So why would it count as identity? Why would it? I don't know. Now, this is what I have to say about the USA being concerned with the anti-LGBTQ law in Uganda. It does not matter if homosexuality is perversion or not. It doesn't matter if it is right or wrong. It does not matter if gays are born that way or are recruited that way. It does not matter if Christianity is real or fictional. What matters is what the people of Uganda want, like democratically. What they choose democratically is what matters. That country has the right to go its way, to choose its values, to vote for whatever they want. I don't understand why the US government would be concerned with that. I truly don't understand. Do they care more about what goes on in another country than what goes on in their own country? It doesn't make sense to me. Charity begins at home. Your responsibility is your priority. Your business is your business. Focus on what goes on in your country. Take care of the issues here. Why would the US government be concerned with LGBTs in Uganda? Why? If they actually cared about such people, they could have brought them over here, just like they bring in like more people from Latin American countries. They don't bother to bring in the LGBTs in Uganda. Why? Because, as we all know, they don't like blacks. They truly don't. A black person is a black person to them. They may have brainwashed Africans into believing that black Americans are bad, but you know what? A black person is a black person as far as they are concerned. So, what is they care about the LGBT law about? They want to exploit Uganda. They are using financial assistance and whatever other assistance to take control of Uganda and promoting LGBT there is a part of it. This reminds me of why a number of black people in America who identified as transgender women lost their lives. You should be able to figure it out yourself. I am not saying that I agree that people should be killed for identifying as LGBT. However, the US government needs to leave Uganda alone. The officials need to mind their business. Share your thoughts. Leave some comments. I would appreciate you liking and subscribing to this channel. Thanks for watching.